It's your friendly neighborhood laser lady, and I think I just accidentally cracked the code on how to get a silky smooth pure white glass engraving with a 10-watt diode laser. I am so excited to share my story and how we got here. In fact, I had an entire script and I'm throwing that out of the window. So let's just dive right into it. Now, I'm not going to be like one of those recipes where you gotta read my whole life story before you figure out what this magical thing is that made these perfect engravings. I'm gonna show you right now and then we'll dive more into it. So it is this chalk writer. This is not a chalk marker. It is not a liquid at all. I think I know kind of what it's made out of, but I'm just so excited to tell you about it. Oh, also, if you're interested in this and you're just ready to get going, I've got links down. I found something quite similar. This is from the Dollar Tree down in the description. Try it out because you are going to be amazed with it. Lately, I've been trying to experiment with new products for yet another laser business that I'm trying to start, and I really like the look of these glass jars. I like that they're square. The thing is, the glass is kind of inexpensive, aka super cheap and really hard to engrave. At first, I was trying to use my CO2 laser. I thought I could save some time, and honestly, the results were horrible. I could not get a good engraving at all. This glass is so cheap and brittle, it would just start chipping off. In fact, when I was trying to show you my results, I ended up slicing my finger open, hence why you'll see me with a band-aid on for the remainder of this video. So I figured my 10-watt diode Wecreat Vista laser would have better results, at least not obliterate the glass. I tried some black paint. I dabbed that on real nice, couple of coats, as well as a glossy black paint, same deal, and this glorious pink shimmering paint that I was really hopeful to have some good results for because it matches my laser perfectly. Why not? And after I tried a few testing arrays, which is really easy to do on the Make It program, I found that, ta-da, the pink paint actually had the best results. That wasn't cracked at all. It was frosted and beautiful. However, it did have a little bit of that black grayish residue in there, and that is likely because this paint has some titanium dioxide in it, which can be a useful thing to use when you want black engravings, such as on a ceramic pot or something more opaque like that instead of a clear glass. It depends on your project, it doesn't matter. So here's the thing though, once I found that the testing array did really good under these parameters, I painted up another side with the pink paint. I got it on there really nice, and we started to engrave. And when you look at my laser, I had to lift up my laser and take out the bottom so I could engrave on this jar without ruining the jar, running into the laser head. I was very careful to make sure all my measurements were good, so everything was focused well. And once I started engraving what I thought would be a really crisp, clean, perfect engraving, I accidentally bumped into the laser and it got knocked out of alignment. So I decided, well, let's stop the laser and see how the engraving did. And it wasn't the same as the results of the testing array. This happens. I'm sure it's happened to you. It's happened to me a few times. That's why we gotta trial and error a lot. And we have a lot of probably tumblers and cups and stuff in our backgrounds as well. That was something that just didn't quite work. But that's how we hone in our settings. So I thought, let's try it again. I tried it again, it didn't work. So I thought, this paint is not working. And as I was frustratingly running around my house trying to find something else I could try to show you, I found it completely by accident. All along behind me on my pegboard was this from the Dollar Tree, this chalk writer. I have seen people using chalk markers before, and honestly, that's what I thought this was. So I took it out and I started shaking it, and it wasn't doing the shaky thing like a lot of those paint pens do. So I opened it and I noticed it is a solid. This is not a marker at all. I didn't know what it was, and I thought, okay, screw it. So I tried a little area, I drew it on there. It draws kind of like an oil pastel, if you've ever used anything like that, or even like It feels like in between my fingers, it feels like clown makeup. So this is definitely an oil-based thing. So when I was trying it out, I was right next to my laser. I didn't know if this would just start a fire in there, which some things happen and why we never leave our lasers, right? Always make sure we're not trying to burn our house down. And the results were astounding. After I pulled it out of the laser and I wiped it off a little bit, it was pure white. It was crisp. It was perfect. And I thought, there's no way. What is this? After a little bit of research, I have some ideas about what this is made of. So maybe you even have these other substitutes in your house to try out. So this is either an oil pastel, a soft pastel, or pretty much the same stuff they make clown makeup out of. Like, I feel it is non-toxic. I feel like it has the same oily texture to it, which is why I think it's more of an oil pastel than a soft pastel, because those usually can dry. They're made out of just gum arabic as opposed to mineral oils, which is why extra, when I tried this out, feeling the oily texture, I made sure it didn't just like ignite into a flame inside of my laser, which is why we always stick by our lasers. That's right, we don't want to burn our house down. And the results are so amazing. I tried to draw out as evenly as I could, which this does write out very smoothly on another side, and I gave it a shot and the results were amazing. I even tried a different design with much thicker lines so I could see more appropriately how well the engravings were doing. And as you can see, there is no black residue left whatsoever. There must not be any sort of titanium dioxide in this, which makes me think it is more chalk-based, probably mixed with some sort of mineral oil, maybe some wax or something as a stabilizer. It says that it is wet erasable, which is somewhat true, but I found if I use a little bit of rubbing alcohol is where I can actually clean it off better. Maybe some Windex would also work, or just some soap and water. As I said before, I'm using my Wecreat Vista 10-watt diode laser. I love this thing. I use it all the time for all sorts of stuff. But let's talk settings. I am using 100% power, about 40 for the speed and 125 for the line density. Your laser could be completely different, even if it's the same model laser. It depends on age and how juicy your electricity is and all sorts of other different factors. Maybe start there and adjust, or use another testing array and make sure these parameters are used within that array to make sure that it is a fit. So give it a try. I have links for similar things to this. You can also find this exact thing at the Dollar Tree, or at least you could about a year ago. Hopefully they still carry it. If not, there's that link down below. It's right next to a link for a Wecreat Vista if that is something you're interested in. It's one of my very favorite lasers. You can do so much for it, and it's at a great price. I have a coupon code down there as well. Next up, I have to try this with my Wecreat Lumos. It is a portable laser that I actually took to a cat festival. In fact, it was kind of a race against time to get that ready. If you want to watch that adventure, check out this video next. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting!